And here we go. Hi, and welcome to my daily Facebook Live chat. This is part of a challenge I'm in the moment. The second one I'm doing actually, from a 30-day challenge to a 21-day challenge and beyond. We'll see what happens. My name is Barry Selby. Welcome to my Facebook Live, and I am a relationship attraction expert, best-selling author, speaker, guide, facilitator, and a passionate champion for the divine feminine. That's giving you all my credentials. Well, it's not credentials, but titles. But I want to speak to a different angle today. These are ongoing talks called Messages from the Masculine to Inspire the Feminine Heart. And some of these conversations spin different directions, and today's I can already feel is going a different direction. And thanks for joining me on the broadcast, by the way. Nice to see you. I do repurpose these for YouTube, so I tend to avoid direct comments to people here because the YouTube viewers won't know who they are. But I'll definitely comment to you afterwards broadcast. And if you have questions, please put them in. I will attempt to answer them in the broadcast. So this is number 62 in the series of ongoing broadcasts. Yes, 62 today. 62 is the number of broadcasts, not my, yeah. Let's be clear about that. And I'm speaking, what's come out today is actually a blend of things. I did a Facebook Live this morning, or this afternoon, earlier, a dual broadcast. I got to work with my friend Whitney Freya. We've actually been looking to connect for a while, and we did a dual broadcast. And it's funny, it kind of reminds me of Blab, if you remember the Blab platform, which one of the people watching knows very well. We did a dual broadcast on Facebook Live, built into Facebook. It wasn't requiring anything else, and we did a great conversation that went 30 minutes. You can watch it on my Facebook wall. Talking about men letting go to allow the miracle in of their partner, or allow the feminine leadership to step in to support them. It was a beautiful conversation. I'm grateful, and we started something, and I know Whitney and I will get together again and talk about this and go deeper, I'm sure. But it's tied to something that happened last night. I went to, and I'm just going straight into the conversation. I'll make some sense of it later on, but trust me, we'll get there. Last night I happened to attend a First Friday event in Los Angeles that my friend Marcy Cole hosts every month. And some of them are co-ed, and the one last night was a co-ed event. That's why I got to go. It wasn't just the women there, and I was the only guy there, which was kind of sweet. But the guest speaker last night was Rika Zimmerman. I got someone else in my head whose name is Solomon. Rika Zimmerman. And she was talking about miracles. This actually is her new CD, by the way, which I've got a copy of. I'm actually going to go see her tomorrow night in concert in Palos Verdes. So if you want to go, let me know, because I might have an extra ticket. You have to be in LA, and you have to be willing to be my chauffeur too. That's the price. Anyway, so Rika was speaking last night, and she did a process with us, talking before she sang, that it's her gift and it's her natural talent. And it's based on, I suspect it's largely based on access consciousness, which I know something about, not a lot, but I know enough about it to know it's powerful. And she was talking about the fact that in the context of judgment, love doesn't exist, and in forgiveness of love, in the presence of love, judgment doesn't exist. It's like they're mutually exclusive, like black and white in a way. There's no blending of them to make a grey. They are separate. And what's been percolating for me this morning and since last night is a sense that in a lot of what we do, as men or women, masculine or feminine, male or female, we have this opportunity, and it's easier for the feminine, I know, than it is for the masculine, but it's basically for the feminine is almost innately accessible. For us men, we have to work at it, which is this. Well, the title says it, that when we let go, the miracles can happen. And that's I think that's what Rika was teaching us and talking about in her talk last night, because that's the name of her CD, Miracle. But the thing for me also is that I've been noticing for myself, particularly when I'm doing Facebook Lives, interestingly enough, is that when I don't force content out, when I'm in a place of flow and just talking like I'm doing now, often stuff comes through that is way better than I could think up. That's kind of a miracle. I mean, it's a blend of what I've probably studied for the last 30 years. It's filed away in the filing cabinets, way in the back of my mind, because it's not conscious thinking about this, combined with divine downloads, inspirational thoughts, whatever you want to call that. And so that for me is part of the miracle process, that when we get out of our own way, this is a hint, by the way, when we get out of our own way, miracles can happen. Now let me spin this towards the area of relationship and romance, since that's a speciality. We all have the opportunity to be in a relationship, whether it's already in one or we can be in one. We don't always choose one, as to be honest, but the recognition is that we have the opportunity. And so for some of us, maybe the men in the audience, maybe the masculine gender focused women, which a lot of my clients are like, There's a hunting, like, going to go find it, going to go achieve the goal and get the person and have what I want. Let's get clear. First of all, if you're in the feminine disposition, the polarity, tracking down and finding your mate is the wrong approach. Actually, it's impossible to do as the feminine. You have to move to the masculine to do it. Just recognition. We men, the masculine, we are the hunters innately. We are the ones to pursue. But at the same time, we can't just go out blindly pursuing. We have to really get clear about what we really want. And that, for me, is the letting go process, because what's the word? I lost my head a second. The poring over lists and focusing and clarifying and figuring out what you want, that's all well and good if that's a starting point, but not where you spend all your energy. And for men that are watching, we may have been trained to do this, like get clear about your list of qualities, what you want. Great. And then it's time to put that away and focus on being out and being exploring and basically, in a way, exploring for your partner versus hunting for them. It's more opening. Now the feminine, ladies, mostly, when you're in the process, yes, you can start the list as well. But the focus on this energy is to create a polarity of magnetism, because what happens is when you're creating a list and a vision, like a vision board, hint, you're creating a intention to attract, because that's the feminine energy, it's an attracting energy to pull in what you want. But it's the same thing as the masculine in this conversation. It's about the letting go part that allows the miracles to happen. So this conversation, this Facebook Live talk is really about combining getting what you want with the idea of letting a miracle happen to allow it to happen. And it's not the way you necessarily think about happening in the way of doing it, where I found in my life several times it's happened where I've been out in the world doing something, or online doing something, or just in a space of just being open when I'm out in the world, and something happens that is better than I could have expected. Something I didn't even expect or plan on, but it's better than I could have even dreamed. I've had some connections and conversations recently, and I know, for example, the Facebook Live I did earlier today with Whitney was one of those type of miracles. There was an instant rapport of understanding, because we both have a lot of background that really overlaps, and the conversation went really deep very quickly because it was a great place to do it. Now in some contexts that could be, yeah, sure, fine, but I take it as another indication of the possibilities of miracles, of the possibility of joy, of the possibility of expansion that is out of our control. Yes, out of our control, because it's so tempting to think we control our lives. Ain't happening. Far from it, in fact. So the essence of what I want to get to this point is that in relationship or in business or in any area of life, we have the opportunity to embrace miracles effortlessly. The questions that come up, of course, is how? And a large part of that is in the letting go process. It's that allowing miracles to show up because we do the groundwork first and then open to allow the miracle to drop in. Interesting visual. I didn't think of it that way, but it makes sense. So in a lot of contexts, whether it's the writing out the resumes for jobs, or it's the putting out, I hate saying this, putting out dating profiles, which I have an issue with, so I'll talk about that another time. But it's this doing the groundwork first to then allow the miracles to drop in. But it's not based upon you doing all that work. That's kind of like clearing the decks first. Getting all the things that you keep your head busy out of the way so you can then accept the miracles coming in. So, as I mentioned at the beginning, this was a download from a couple of things, and last night, hang on, I just dropped it. Let me grab this back again. This was actually when I watched, Rika Zimmerman. That's her album's Miracles that she's performing tomorrow night in Palos Verdes. And again, in those watching who just jumped in, if you want to go watch the concert, I have an extra ticket if you want to be my chauffeur. I'm selling my services here, this is fun. But the reality, again, back to the point, is that what she was talking about last night, which I loved about her presentation, I've seen her a few times before, and I've been vague friends for a long time. We've only really talked last night for the first deep time, is she has this incredible gift of expressing jubilant, unfettered, and effervescent love. That sounds pretty good. That's kind of what she is. She's this bubble of that, yet it is rooted deeply in the letting go, let spirit guide. And so she models that and expresses that in a beautiful way, which I loved last night, and I've also seen tomorrow night too. But there's a distinct, for me, recognition that's available to all of us. And she basically said it to us, but I didn't really get it to her today, how it's not the same way that happens for everybody, but it is the same availability to us individually to let go inside. So my offering to you, my suggestion to you, is that you can have things happen for you when you let go. And it doesn't necessarily have to look like a big song and dance out here. It can actually be a very deep, inward, invisible, yet very aligned letting go process inside. I actually had that last night during the process we were doing together, and she was leading this process. I felt it, and actually the whole room did. We dropped into this space of total total non-judgment, and we felt it. It was a very tangible feeling, and I valued that because it's not something I see very often in groups. But it was there, and it was what's I looking for? It was a moment in time that I will remember and hold on to. In fact, I'll start doing more of that in my life now, and I've been doing it today. In fact, that's what seems to be undergirding this talk, is that the miracles show up, particularly when we are in non-judgment. Oh yeah, that's a piece. We have this ability as human beings to say, I want this, this, and this, and then we judge it when it's not that. How silly of us. Because the thing, again, about miracles is they tend to be bigger and better than we could plan. I've set intentions for things that I wanted to be this thing in particular. But what happened was this that was way better than what I had originally planned. I'm just letting my mind percolate remembrances of this happening. Oh yes, let me go back to when I was at college and just to give you some examples. I was in a place where when I left high school, when I was at college. Excuse me, let me reconscious that. When I was in college, that it was a trade school, like we called it Polytechnic back in England. Basically, when we went through the first year, we then get placed in a corporate environment to get industrial training, as they called it. And I went for the first job they offered, and I got turned down for it, which actually was like disappointing at first. But by the end of it, all the other students in the class had been placed except me and two others. And another job showed up, and I said yes to it. The second job led me to work in Germany. It led me to another job working in Belgium. It led me to a job working in the United States. I started at double the money the first job had. The first job I was fixed on was to have it done. It was a job in the research and technical industry, because I figured that's where I was going to go from college. Little did I know that a much better version opportunity, which took several years after that to really play out, but if I had fixated on the first one, I would never have been open to the second one. And that journey has led me to where I am right now today, which is an incredible gift that I didn't know I'd get to. My life is so transformed from where I was 35 years ago, 40 years ago, that I could never have planned it. So to be really blunt and selfish in a way, my life is a miracle. What's happened in my life along the way, as much as some things aren't perfect or the right way, have opened doors to things, connections, opportunities, meetings, people that I value beyond anything else. Yes, I could have maybe done other things in my earlier 20s, 30s, where I could have focused on the business and made lots of money and had a nice car and a big house and maybe a loving relationship and family. But that was never my destiny. Not that way. I feel it's coming in a different way, quite clearly, but it's not something I'm going to control. I know clearly it's out of my control. Interesting that. So again, as I said at the beginning, it's about letting go to let the miracles. And that's what I want to impress upon you as an opportunity to grow in your own life, to invite, express, and celebrate those little things that might be much smaller in your memory, but actually much bigger than you realize. The miracles that actually have given you the life you live now. The fact that you can easily breathe, have your heart beat, and enjoy life without much effort, those are automatic. That alone is a miracle. Okay, I had to play really low for that one, so common denominator, we're all upright and breathing to a degree. That's automatic. Our autonomous nervous system that allows us to breathe, to beat our hearts, doesn't have our conscious control. That's a miracle right there. Okay, I've gone way off track. Let me bring it back as a reminder to you all. Everybody watching this, and again, if you know anybody who should benefit from this, please share it with them, have them look at it, watch it, maybe get some value from it too. And if you have any questions, please reach out to me. And again, I am promoting a ticket for tomorrow night, if you're in LA. Remember that miracles are happening all the time. If you don't see them, that's because you probably aren't opening up to them. So your homework, yes, I'm giving you homework, is to take a moment, take a day, take some of the day, to be witness to your life, to be witness to what's happening around you, to be witness to the grace and the miracles that are happening every moment. You might just be surprised. Okay, wrapping this up. This is my daily broadcast for Facebook Live. This is number 62 in an ongoing series. I'll be on again tomorrow, yes. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. This will be on Facebook Live, and it'll be on YouTube, and it'll be on my website. If you want to watch my archives, I have them all stored on my website under the video blog page, and it's under barryselby.com. And if you have any questions, thoughts, want to invite me out to speak at some of your events, please reach out to me. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Take care of yourselves. Bye.